Good afternoon. Welcome to the Citadel here at Johnson Haygood Stadium for today's press conference. The Citadel will host Valdosta State on Saturday. That is October 11th at 2 p.m. At a moment there. At 2 p.m. is Military Appreciation Day and our Hall of Fame weekend. We have with us Coach Drayton to talk about the game.
Good afternoon. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Military Appreciation Day is before us. Also, we have 6 new Hall of Fame members going into our Athletic Hall of Fame here at the Citadel. 4 being football players. 1, Duran Lawson, Kenyon Doyle, Mark Slauson, and Mark Nash, who was a former walk-on. So he gives me inspiration. But I'm very proud of these four gentlemen. Bye weeks. Bye weeks are very good. You should come back rested and rejuvenated, but we had to dig in a little deeper, and we did a lot of studies and self-scouts, digging at the details, trying to fine-tune some things. But before we get to the fine-tuning, I do want to brag on some superlatives. Our offense, rushing offense, right now we're 2nd in the SoCon, 25th in the country. Passing efficiency, we're 3rd in the SoCon, 24th in the country. Turnovers lost, we are 3rd in the SoCon, 14th nationally. Fewest penalties going into the bye week or during the bye week, we were number 1 in the SoCon and number 1 in FCS. We was just nudged out by Harvard. They had a game this past week and they did not have any penalties, so we're in the 2nd spot there. Defensively, we're 26 in the country in sacks. Special teams wise, punting, we're 3rd in all of FCS nationally in net punting. So we've come a long way. You know, year 1, we were just hoping to be ranked in the middle of the pack in the SoCon. And now I get to stand before you with national stats, and that is the goal. We also spent time this past week on young guy development. We wanted to develop our depth, our roster. Wanted to really look at guys who we may be redshirting, we may not redshirt, so they had a lot of time to put in work. Continue to work on our tempo, our attitude, the flipping of the switch. We did a lot of situational review, situational studies, and then honed in on our triple option fundamentals. So having said that, if you have any questions, I'm wide open.
Coach, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Obviously, looking at the game 2 weeks ago against Chattanooga, how do you bottle up what y'all did against the Mocs and kind of take it with you maybe the rest of the way?
Yeah, so it started in practice at the beginning of that week of practice, and it started in practice this past week. So making sure that we understand the process of how we need to practice to be successful, what we need to do so that we can continue to execute on a high level. And it starts with practice. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent, and we're a blue-collar outfit where we have to do everything right. We don't get to take days off. We have to work hard continuously, and if we don't, it'll show up on Saturday.
You talked about wanting to implement your offense with these younger guys. Do a lot of these guys come in experienced in this? Like, I know you said you recruit blue-collar guys, but is this still kind of a lost art from high schoolers?
No, it's not a lost art, and so we have to be selective, right? And some of the guys that we're recruiting and that we look at, so they have an understanding of the offense, but it's a big, big difference between high school and college. And there's a learning curve, and it takes time, and everyone's learning curve is slightly different.
I know it was only one game, one win, but what is it like for you and the coaches? Kind of you preach things during the week, kind of you want to do this, you want to do that, and everything kind of, for the most part, comes to fruition, come out on top. Kind of what is that feeling like for y'all?
Well, it's a great feeling because it allows the team and the young men to see, hey, if we do it this way, right? It's not the easy way, but if we do it this way, we'll yield the results. And that's why in that locker room, I let those guys celebrate as long as they want to, because, they put in the work and the belief, and I want them to feel that joy, and I want them to have a thirst and a hunger to feel that joy each week. And it makes it a little bit easier to attack the job at hand.
Obviously, y'all have played better on the road this season. That might be partly because of the schedule, but any explanation for that?
Yes. Digging at the details, I hinted at it after Parents' Day. Here at home, there's distractions, and we've allowed those distractions to get to us. You got to remove yourself. You have to be able to step away. That's why we were talking about the flipping of the switch. You have to be where your feet are, right? You have to be present there, and if we can continue to do that, that will give us the opportunity to have some success at home. We're going to try some things a little differently at home this week to help these guys hone in on their focus and things of that nature. So I'm excited because I really believe it's going to work.
Was there a part of you that didn't want to take last week off because you'd kind of built some momentum after the Chattanooga game?
Well, no, I didn't want to take last week off, but our young men needed it. They were beat up, right? We had to callous their bodies leading into that Chatty week, and there's a time frame, there's a component to when you build those actual calluses, and so we needed to scruff them up a little bit more without having a game on Saturday. So they needed it. Obviously, I wanted to keep on rolling.
Going off the guys that are beat up, I guess how's Kobe doing going into the week, and then anybody in weeks past that may have been out, you expect them back kind of this week?
Yes. So Kobe he's managing. We fully expect to have him. Just at what level and how much, I'm not certain yet. But we will be getting Corey Ibrahim back, and I'm so excited for him. He had a good week of preparation. There's still some rust there, right? But I'm so excited that he will have the opportunity to run out that tunnel and play a little ball.
And what does he bring kind of to the table for you?
On offense, and this is what we were lacking early on at the running back position, he understands the pass game as well as the run game, and he can calm some things down. Even with a young quarterback in Kobe or a young quarterback in Quentin who's only been in our system, in training camp, Corey knows it inside and out. And so he's able to, hey, you should be here, or I need to be here. He understands that. And just his presence as a human being, he does a great job from that standpoint, being himself.
Sorry. Going off of that, where is he at mentality-wise, and how is he eager to get back, and health-wise, how's he feeling?
Yeah, so he's very eager to get back. His mentality is strong. It always has been strong. We do have some resolute kids. We do young men, excuse me. We have some young men who are very strong-minded and strong-willed, and he's one of them. So he's ready to get out there. He's excited. I see the rust. He doesn't see the rust just yet. He thinks he's 100% and can take all the snaps. And that's what we want. We want him to feel that, and it's our job to protect them from themselves sometimes.
Going off the mentality and the mindset, it's safe to say that the mindset doesn't change going out of conference this week?
No, the mindset definitely doesn't change. Valdosta State. Blazers, all right? They've won 4 national titles. Their program bleeds championships. Their program bleeds wins. You go to the high school program that's right there in the same city. They call it Title Town for a reason. They just win championships. The bones of this program, the DNA of this program, if we don't show up and show out early, they'll embarrass us. Truth of the matter is this. Last year, I believe they went 14-1. The one game they lost was in the national championship. When this game was scheduled, which I didn't want, I wanted the North Dakota State game. Didn't want this one. My friends called. They said, "Hey, are they trying to get you fired over there?" I mean, that's a tough game. And so we have nothing but respect for this program. When you look at some of the great coaches who coached at Valdosta State, Kerwin Bell, who's at Western Carolina right now, Chris Hatcher, who's at Sanford, and both of them won national championships at Valdosta State. So this is a program that knows how to win. Dana Holgerson was a coach there, Hal Mummy, Kirby Smart, Will Muschamp, Mike Leach. This is a who's who when you're talking about a football program. So the question was mindset. Our mindset has to be all the way on go. If not, we'll get embarrassed at home. And we haven't played well at home. All right. So, I mean, that's not an elephant in the room. I'm talking about it. I'm trying to figure out ways to make sure when we leave that tunnel in our stadium that we're ready to rock and roll from start to finish.
I know Valdosta has a new head coach this year, but you talk about that coaching pipeline out of there. I know this is his first season. I know they've lost maybe a few more games than they would like to, but what have you seen from him? Do you know him at all?
No, I don't know him, but just through my studies and watching what he does, a very good coach. His name is Graham Gregg, right? He's a good coach. He has good coordinators around him. Offensive coordinator, they have a two-coordinator system, a run coordinator and a pass coordinator. And defensively, Greg Harris, I've been impressed with him watching his defenses. And then their special teams coach, that's normally the first coach I go to see where he's been and what he does. Those guys, they're good coaches. And like I said, we better pack our lunch, put it in that old lunch pail, put on our bro gains, our work boots, and let's go to work.
So what does the Citadel head coach do during a bye week, especially like on a Saturday and Sunday? What games you watch and what are you doing?
So after all the studies that we talked about, I was a soccer dad. So that was really cool to be able to sit and be a soccer dad. Don't have much longer, so you better cherish those moments while you can.
The nod to Stanley, giving Garrison the 16, kind of what was that like for the program, and do you expect to do that maybe going forward the rest of the way, or is that just kind of a one-game thing?
No, it was a one-game thing, because that was the anniversary of Stanley's death. It was just fitting in the moment. So, had the opportunity to see LJ yesterday coming from soccer, so I spent some time, that's Stanley's son, with him. I hope to have him down this weekend with me. So, it was just a special moment, but I don't think it needs to be a weekly thing. Now, if Garrison comes to me and he asks, then, we may allow that to happen.
Kind of going off that, I know we saw the clip that Jay sent us after the game. You talked about, you told the team that story, but just to see that you do these things for the team to kind of get them to shift and see them actually do it. As a coach, how nice is that to see them respond to you going through an example like that?
You're talking about the week, how we went through the week? Yeah, the pool. Yeah, it was really cool. For those who didn't see it, on Sunday after, basically we got embarrassed at home. We didn't practice. I took the guys to the swimming pool, made sure everybody got in the pool. I let them play for about 15 minutes, and then, I had a speech, and I gave them this speech about rebirth, about baptism, and I made everybody go under the water, and when they came back up, they were new. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, it was really, really rough practices. It was very rough for the coaches. It was rough for the players. It was rough for everyone in the organization. And Thursday, we actually had people questioning, hey, do I really want to be a part of this? And those who didn't want to be a part, we closed ranks and we kept marching. And those who stayed, we were able to get together on a bus on Friday, sit in a hotel, and talk about alter egos and flipping the switch. And Saturday, it all came to a head. It was a very, very cool moment when the guys bought into it. But it's more than a buy-in. They believe it. They understand that what we're telling them is true. We try to deal in the truth. And it's a you in the middle of truth for a reason, because you, as the individual, you have to believe, in that truth in order for it to happen.
What specifically were you working on triple option-wise this past week during practice?
When you say specific,
quarterback pitch, the reading.
Oh, the total, just the total triple option from the read, who we're reading, various formation, defensive formations, how they may play us. We're changing formations to see if we can control how they will line up. And all out from the handoff after reading to the quarterback to the pitch, all of the above. Yes, sir.
Scott wanted us to know.
All right. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you.